Shauna Crabe, owner of Crabe Accounting, has been running her accounting firm for 8 years now. Elle Pierce, owner of Pierce Systems, has been running her marketing agency for 2 years. They're at different places in their small business journeys, and they're having unfiltered conversations about what it's really like to be a small business owner. Grab your coffee and join your new small business besties.
All right. So today, Shauna, I want to talk about the definition of success as a small business owner versus in corporate America. And so this one time, I had this one coworker early on in my career, it was my first job out of college, and he kind of pulled me to the side and whispered to me and told me, I noticed that your desk is clean all the time. And so it looks like you're not busy. And I was like, oh no, I have a clean desk. And so I think for corporate America, the definition of success would be looking busy all the time. Maybe just, so I started like just keeping random things on my desk. I'm like naturally a little OCD. And so I like to have a clean desk to be able to focus. And so I would like strategically place like piles of things around. So definition of success in corporate America, looking busy. Whereas as a small business owner, being less busy and still reaching your goals is the definition of success. And I think you can relate, Shauna. As a small business owner, we are always trying to find ways to be less busy because we are busy. It's nonstop. It could be nonstop. If we never slept, we'd still find things to do to fill all those hours.
Yeah. There's no 9 to 5 when you're a small business owner. I know I've said that before. So the goal is not to be busy, because then for me, I know when I'm not busy, it means all my stuff is done and I have that so-called freedom that they lied to us about that you have, which you really don't have. It's just the perception of freedom you have. It's not really freedom, it's just a perception. So not being busy gives me the perception that I am free,
Yeah.
right? So no, I don't want to be busy.
I'm not trying to look busy to anyone else. No one else is looking at my desk and
Exactly.
complaining about it.
Yeah, and like you, I'm a little OCD too. I like to have a clean space because when I see piles and junk, I'm confused. And so when I see everything's clean and everything is in its place, I go, okay, I know this needs to be done, that's done, it's organized, and my brain and my thoughts are also organized when my desk is organized. So
Exactly.
yeah,
That's how my brain works too. And I
yeah,
think so it kind of like leads into the next thing, right? Of
yeah,
being goal oriented. And I think as a small business owner, we are working to achieve goals versus in corporate America, we are working to get a paycheck or to
yeah, promotion.
your promotion. And that's all about appearances, right? Because people who get promoted are the people who look like they're, I don't know, they're smoozing the most. I don't even know. Like, what do you think promotions are actually based on in corporate America?
I mean, now that I am out of corporate America, I think promotions was based on how well you get along with your boss or your coworkers. I think that's now that I'm on the outside looking in, because I used to work my tail off, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And I remember one time, and I won't say the company's name, because I don't want to be sued.
Right.
Remember one time I worked, I mean, I had all the experience, all the credentials, all of that, and I worked so hard. And the company brought in an intern asked me to train the intern. And of course, young and dumb, young and dumb, trained the intern to just know everything inside out. To be told, oh yeah, we no longer need your services. So not only did you fire me after me training the intern, you told me, yeah, we're trying to cut costs because of course the intern is going to cost less than me. So I trained the intern to do everything. They're taking over the job and now I'm out of a job. Young and dumb didn't know that, that was a thing that would have happened. But so no, it's all about just looking good to your bosses and looking good to your coworkers. There's no promotion.
Right. That reminded me of going back to my original story where I learned to look busy. I ended up actually getting a promotion at that company. I was promoted to work with the owner of the company because she said that I work really hard. So I guess like that was really good advice. And I think actually that's the only company I've been promoted at internally versus every other time I've had to change jobs to get that promotion. So,
But
yeah.
you said work hard. Is working hard a goal to attain? Is that how I want to live my life, by just working hard?
That's a
Hard?
heavy. I know. I know. That's a heavy question, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
So I feel like that's a lie that we're sold early on in our careers. Like we're sold, work hard and you're going to get, you're going to accomplish everything. Like that's the goal, work hard. And I believed it for years and I kept burning out. I burned out over and over again and I had nothing to show for it.
Mhm.
And that's what finally led me to opening my own business because I'm like, well, I keep burning out. I keep having nothing. Let me build my own thing if I'm going to work so hard and like kill
Yeah.
myself in the process.
Yeah.
So that's what led me here.
Yeah, the whole work hard. I think it's the key word hard there that just doesn't do well for me. I mean, why do I have to work hard and prove to you that I'm like
Worthy.
burned out for you to give me some, some notice or a pat on the back, say, "Oh, job well done," because I see you like crawling on the floor because you're so burned out versus me doing my job, still maintaining my sanity and just having that type of work-life balance. And I feel like work-life balance, at least I don't know now if that's still a thing, but I know when COVID happened, a lot of people, especially a certain demographic, tend to want to seek more work-life balance than even a paycheck. If I can't work from home, I don't want the job. If I can't have Fridays off, I don't want the job. So these are the things that a certain for generation they're looking for. They're not looking for the generation that we grew up in and before us to just work at some place for 200 years and just die there. People want a different way of life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I'm all here for it. Like, I think it's about time
Yeah.
because even from day one in my career, I knew something felt off about it. I'm like, this can't be the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to live like this forever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we're here, I guess.
That's why we're here. And we're here to what? Tell the truth,
Yeah.
bust the myths,
This was the hard truth.
tell our truth.
Work
Yeah.
smarter, not harder. That's the takeaway.
Work smart and I love that. And you're right. That's what we should strive towards. I sometimes envy people who they can just get up and go, and they're like working over in Greece because they had their laptop. Tomorrow they might be in Italy, and you're just all nomads. Just like that's the life I would want, to just be able to just go somewhere and just relax and get the job done, get paid, have a work-life balance, and not feel like I'm just like tied to the stresses of an employment.
Right, right. It's so funny. I don't know if I ever told you, but I was actually a digital nomad for a while before COVID. I worked remotely for a company and I went to all these cool places. I stayed in the United States because I had my car with all of my belongings in it. And I would stay in like different places for a month at a time. I would do Airbnbs. Sometimes I would house sit to live somewhere for free. And I was working at the same time so people think that remote workers don't work as hard, but I say that we work harder. It was a very demanding job. And so I'd go to these cool places, but I wouldn't really have time to explore them. So even when it seems like you're living the dream, right? You're taking the picture in these different locations, but you're still kind of like working yourself to the bone. So
It's funny you say that remote workers work harder, and I strongly believe that because I can attest that. Because every time I go on vacation, no matter what country I'm in, I have my laptop and I'm up at 2, 3 a.m. working. I feel like too that there's a misconception that if you work from home, employers think you're just sitting at home watching TV and eating bonbons on your couch or something. And when I'm looking back at my life in an office in corporate America, now I'm starting to see how many distractions I used to have because somebody would always come at my desk standing up and having a full on conversation that
yeah,
goes on for days.
yes,
When it's not that, it's like you're walking down the hallway and somebody stops you and there goes another 15, 20 minutes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
all these meetings. And so when you add that up, probably out of an 8-hour day, you probably work 2.5 hours, if that much.
complete. And you have the commute. You have to like fully do up yourself every single day, which is
Every
a lot of
single
work for
day.
one.
Yeah, there's a job that I had where there's always a meeting. It was so frustrating that at one point, I think I got in trouble with my boss because I'm like, I've had it up to here. I was like, can you not send this by email? Why do I need to constantly have one-on-ones with you for you to tell me to move this pen from here to here? It could have been an email. It was just too much. Too
Yeah.
much.
I think a lot of those meetings in person are just catering to management, really.
Yeah. To make them feel like they're doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you can earn that promotion, right?
Yeah. And rub shoulders and feel like
Yeah.
you're good friends.
Yeah. For me, like I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like ADHD or something else, but when there's people around me talking, it distracts me. Like I need to understand like what's going on around me. And so it's hard to go into that deep focus mode. Whereas when I'm working remotely, like I'm in that deep focus mode steadily for like a long time versus in the office. I mean, it was really hard to ever even get into that space.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like there's always something to do in the office. I do not miss meetings. Like just send me an email. Just send me an email. Or if you have like, a long laundry list of company updates that you want to do, start a newsletter. We have a newsletter for that. We don't need to spend 2 hours of my life every day just for you to tell me something that you could put in an email or a newsletter. The company intranet or something.
And that's 2 hours of those 2.5 hours you have to actually do work.
I know. Just ridiculous.
And it's so funny because I feel like I see everybody feels the same way. Like, does anybody like meetings?
No,
Nobody does, right? So why do we keep doing that to each other?
it's just a waste of time. It's a
Yeah.
waste of time.
Yeah. So let's fix that, corporate America.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And I forgot who it was, and I could be misquoting, but I think it may have been Bill Gates who said that he does not do meetings for that very reason. For that very reason, because it takes up too much of your time. It wastes his productivity. So just send an email. It'll get done.
Yeah. I like that. I'm all about that. Okay. So takeaways today, no
Yes.
meetings,
No meetings.
work remotely and work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. I love it. 3 tips to live by and your life will be great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.